We're going to talk a little bit about, I think we should talk about what Gary Neville had to say at the weekend, Danny Mills. I don't know if you saw this. Interesting views around Manchester United's season and how it should be judged. Gary Neville, speaking to Sky, said if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is to be successful at Manchester United, he not only needs to finish second in the Premier League, but he has to win a trophy. That would be seen as real progress. Then you're attracting players next season to try and catch Manchester City. Well, firstly, Danny, what do you make of that? For this season to be a success, do Manchester United need to win a trophy?
I don't like to agree with Gary Neville, but yes is the answer. I would say to that. You know, having what have they been in now? 4 semi-finals, lost all of them
under Solskjaer.
Yeah, you've got to get a winning mentality, and you can't keep being the bridesmaid. You know, at some point you've got to get over that line, and if they get to that stage again and they lose in semi-finals again, you start to think, well, hang on a minute.
But there's no divine right to win trophies.
Well, no, but are you the new Tottenham? What's that? What's the extra level that gets you across the line? Surely that has to be partly the manager. If you're good enough to get to a semi-final, the player's good enough to win it. So that extra little piece of the jigsaw, that inspiration, that desire, determination has to come from the manager. And if you go to 5 semi-finals, say, whatever, and you don't get into a final or you don't win something, come on, that's not good enough.
Well, I think this season's already been a success, Manchester United. I know a lot of people will say that I'm constantly going on about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Manchester United.
Why are they... What, because they finished one place higher in the table?
No, but a successful season doesn't mean you have to do better than you did the season before. That's not the measure of a successful season. For
Manchester United start the season set out to win things. If they don't win anything, they failed.
I'm not sure personally in this specific season.
Manchester United, you don't think set out to win something at the start of the season?
In this specific season, look, all clubs set out to win things. To be perfectly honest, why would you not want to win something? That's not the point. My point is Manchester United's minimal expectation this season would have been qualifying for the Champions League, which I think they're going to do. They could still win a trophy or two. We don't know, but the reality of the situation is, coming into this season, Manchester United could have easily dropped off. Now, that would have been clearly going backwards. And that could easily have happened with the squad that they've got and, to be frank, the manager that they've got. For me, he was brought in to stabilise the club, which he has, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He's been brought in to bring a team spirit back, a sense of togetherness, which he has. He's got most of the fans going in one direction behind the club as well. And they are going somewhere. I don't think they play particularly special football. I think, you know, they leave a lot of points out there at the moment. But certainly they've hit a level of consistency where you'd say the next step for them is to go and get those points that they're leaving out there at the moment and to build on their performances. They have the building blocks in place right now to be a very successful club. But the point is, you can't just throw it all on one season. Manchester United have not been qualifying regularly for the Champions League. The next step in the rebuild is to start qualifying regularly for the Champions League. I think they're going to do that.
Has it been a successful season if they finish second and win nothing? No.
Yes.
I don't think that. I don't think that goes down as success for Manchester United. You know, and if you're talking about, you know, attracting some of the best players, okay, does Ole Gunnar Solskjaer attract the top players from around the world?
No.
So Man United have to do that as a club.
Yeah.
So then you're talking about you're either going to Manchester United for money or to win something. Now, if you're not going to win something, and if you haven't, you're only going to Manchester United for money. That's not the legacy of the football club. That's not what Manchester United is all about.
But I think they have shown enough this season under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to suggest that they are going somewhere.
They'll probably be 5 points better off come the end of the season.
But they're still moving in the right direction. This is my point about building towards something. Championship teams aren't built in 1 year. Let's be it takes a number of years to build a side good enough to compete for the Premier League title. Especially as Liverpool and Manchester City have set such a high bar. You don't think in 2 seasons
if Manchester
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was going to make them a championship-winning side.
The situation they're in now, they're still in the FA Cup, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
You know, let's imagine they go out in the semi-final of the FA Cup. They go out in the semi-final of the Europa League. That would then be 6 semi-finals they've gone out with? That's not winning mentality.
For me, that is a club that's still showing, though, that it's getting close to winning titles. So for a player to come into the club...
Pochettino did brilliant at Tottenham, but he got sacked because he didn't win something.
But I think
ultimately it's about winning. You have to.
But I don't think that's why he got sacked. I don't think that's why Pochettino got sacked. He didn't get sacked because he didn't win something.
Well,
It's Tottenham Hotspur. No, he didn't. He got sacked. He got sacked because they started losing every week. They didn't get sacked when they lost the final.
But they brought in Mourinho to win a trophy.
I understand that.
So it makes sense that the previous manager got sacked because he didn't win a trophy. If Pochettino had won the Champions League, he'd still been a job that season, even if they started losing all those games.
Okay,
they were 2 goals away.
I understand
from him staying in a job.
They're not in a better position under Jose Mourinho, and he's not going to get the sack either. Why? Because they expect him to build something. They expect him to be
might win 2 trophies.
Given time to build something. They might. I don't think they will, but they might. You're right. But so could Manchester United this season.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If Manchester United don't and they go out in both semi-finals, what sort of culture are you creating?
Well,
it becomes okay to get to a semi-final. It becomes okay to finish in the top 4. You become Tottenham. You become Arsene Wenger in the latter years. That's not acceptable for Manchester United.
If Manchester United, finish second and they don't win any trophies, that's a failure of a season.
I think it is. Yeah.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it. This Manchester United side could easily have gone backwards this season.
Especially when Liverpool have been so poor this season. Other teams have struggled a little bit.
If Manchester United had finished 4th, in my opinion, and reached the Champions League again, I still would have seen it as a success. Because
so you're going back to the old adage that Champions League is a trophy?
I don't think it's a trophy. I'm not gonna say let's hold a parade for it.
I go back to, you shouldn't even, if you finish 4th, you shouldn't even be in the Champions League, in my opinion.
That's a different conversation. The point is, we obviously disagree on this. I think Manchester United have already had a successful season. If they guarantee a place in the Champions League, that shows that they're consistently getting back to where a club of their size should be, the Champions League, and that's where they need to be.
Even if they have an Ole Gunnar Solskjaer moment now, and they've got 9 games to go, and he has that disaster like he's done previously, and they finished 4th, you still think that's a successful season?
I do, yeah. I do. I think that's the minimum. I know you're saying, Man United go into the season to win trophies.
That's probably why you're not sporting director at Manchester United.
No, listen, I'm not sitting there saying give all the players a pay rise and extend the manager's contract for 6 years. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying this squad and that manager could easily have gone backwards this season, and they haven't. I think they've taken steps forward. I really do. There are players in that squad who have improved massively.
Who?
Massively. Luke Shaw, for one. Players like McTominay coming in. People like Fred, let's be honest, have become integral to Manchester United.
Are there players
in
that have
big
got
games? Name them. Who's got worse?
Pogba.
He hasn't got worse, has he? He's been injured for half the season. He hasn't got worse. No, he hasn't got worse.
And when he's been fit, he's not been played.
He hasn't got worse. He hasn't got worse.
Well, he's not better.
All right, but he hasn't got worse. That was your claim.
I think he is. I think Pogba's worse this season than he was last season.
Why? He's barely been on the pitch.
Well, there you go. Then performances.
Being injured is not performances.
No, but the performances that he's had.
I think he's played well.
And then when he's been fit, he's been on the bench, so therefore he must be worse.
No, I think he's played well. When he's had the chance to play Paul Pogba, I think he has played well. I think Manchester United currently miss him, but that's neither here nor there. I think
Harry Maguire, is he better?
Let's put it this way: Manchester United, if they are on a course to go back to winning the Premier League, it wasn't going to be one season, but they haven't dropped. They haven't gone backwards.
But this is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's 3rd season.
Yeah, but again. How many years did you genuinely think it would take for Man United to win the league again?
Well, I think when they first dropped out, I said it might be 10 years.
So why is that? Why would you say that?
But
suddenly now you think they need to win the league?
Well, a trophy.
The League Cup. You would have said the League Cup and 4th.
FA Cup, Europa League. You know, they've had opportunities to win trophies and they've blown it. And that comes down to the mentality of the manager. You know, Manchester United is about a winning culture.
And you don't think that he's been trying to win those semi-finals?
Well, yeah, but he's obviously not quite good enough to do that.
Yeah, but it's not just him.
If you're good enough as a team to get to semi-finals, you can't... There's either a mental block, and that's put in the way by the manager, or it's a mental block by the players. It's not the players, because those players got World Cup winners in there, so they know how to win. So is he getting the tactics wrong in those big moments? Is he changing things? Is he not? What's he not doing to win those semi-finals? And let's be honest, it could be end up 6 semi-finals in a row that you get knocked out in. That becomes a problem. One's fine, 2's okay. If it was 6 this year, that's a real mentality problem, and that's not growing. That's staying where you are, and if you stay where you are, you're going backwards.